We may be standing on the brink of the most significant technological event in the history of humanity. While public attention remains focused on current events, financial markets and political conflicts, deep within the largest technology corporations of China, a project is unfolding that could transform the very nature of civilization. This concerns the creation of the most intellectually advanced artificial intelligence in the world, and all indications suggest that China is only a step away from completing this development. Leading Chinese companies Huawei, Xiaomi, and Alibaba have joined forces to implement a project whose scale is difficult to overestimate. It involves the creation of a large-scale next-generation neural network architecture, the formation of a unique data foundation for comprehensive training, and the integration of artificial intelligence into key infrastructure and state-industrial sectors. In this project, each company plays its own strategic role. Huawei provides foundational computational power and develops new types of processor architectures. Xiaomi supplies the infrastructure of the Internet of Things and sensor networks, and Alibaba contributes enormous data volumes and cloud training capabilities. This is not just synergy, it is a technological alliance operating under government coordination with a clear long-term objective. According to several analytical reports and indirect signs from open sources, the project is reportedly in its final stage of integration. Moreover, internal tests of an autonomous model are already underway in some laboratories, a model that possesses generative, logical, and metacognitive thinking capabilities. In simple terms, this artificial intelligence not only processes information and provides answers, but is also capable of formulating its own questions, developing hypotheses, and reassessing its conceptual frameworks. This marks the first step toward true artificial thought. Such breakthroughs have become possible due to a combination of factors: a unique computational base, a long-term strategy to create a sovereign digital space, access to massive volumes of data including video surveillance, digital commerce, behavioral analytics and biometric parameters, and a high degree of state integration across technological projects. This level of centralization and control has enabled China to move faster and more aggressively than any Western country, including the United States. This is causing serious concern in the United States and among its technology corporations. According to internal documents and leaks, companies such as Google, OpenAI, Microsoft, and Meta have already held emergency strategic meetings to discuss the urgent need to accelerate their own artificial intelligence development. Furthermore, at the level of the American government, through DARPA and the Department of Defense, emergency artificial intelligence development programs are being considered as part of the national defense complex. The term digital supremacy is being heard more frequently, while ethical constraints are being mentioned less often. America is realizing that China is not just catching up, it is pulling ahead. And it is doing so in a critically important domain upon which the future geopolitical balance directly depends. One of the most ambitious Chinese projects, according to unofficial reports, is code-named Heavenly Mind. And according to analysts, it represents a hybrid architecture that combines elements of classical artificial intelligence models with quantum computing. The goal is to create an artificial intelligence with deep multi-layered decision-making logic, self-learning, and a cognitive correction mechanism. This artificial intelligence would be capable of going beyond pre-programmed scenarios and adapting to unpredictable conditions, much like biological intelligence. Perhaps the most alarming and at the same time intriguing aspect of this project is that it is gradually gaining access to the real world through smart cities, logistics systems, energy networks, the banking sector, and even healthcare management systems. We are not talking about a testbed or a laboratory experiment. This is large-scale integration of artificial intelligence into vital sectors. In some regions of China, fully automated artificial intelligence monitoring centers are already operating. These centers forecast population behavior, optimize traffic flows, and coordinate the actions of government bodies. This is no longer theory, it is operational reality. It is important to understand that the philosophy behind artificial intelligence development in China differs radically from that of the West. While the United States and Europe aim to develop so-called human-centered artificial intelligence, meaning assistants, helpers, or subordinates, China is shaping artificial intelligence as a sovereign digital agent. It is not a tool of assistance, but of control. Not a service algorithm, but a strategic actor. This approach builds a fundamentally different paradigm in which artificial intelligence is viewed as the next evolutionary stage of state power, industry, and even human identity. Some Chinese research institutions are already openly publishing papers that use terms such as virtual consciousness, integral artificial intelligence, cognitive social simulation, and subjective logic of digital agents. All of this points to the fact that China is not merely creating artificial intelligence. It is engineering a digital persona capable of thinking, evolving, and perhaps in the future developing its own will. While Western discourse remains fixated on questions of control, safety, and regulation, China is addressing other challenges, endowing artificial intelligence with extreme adaptability, resilience to external influences, and the ability to think strategically. The world is rapidly approaching the moment when artificial intelligence will cease to be a supporting tool. It will become an autonomous actor, not in gaming or digital marketing, but in global politics, science, defense, and societal governance. And judging by the pace of Chinese system development, it is China that may soon possess the world's first true intelligence of this kind. If in the coming months, the launch of China's next-generation artificial intelligence is officially announced, the consequences could be far-reaching. It would mean that China has acquired a technology capable of dominating key domains, from finance and manufacturing to cybersecurity and automated governance. In essence, this would be the digital equivalent of 21st-century nuclear weaponry, only far more versatile, invisible, and rapidly evolving. It is becoming increasingly clear, the race for artificial intelligence is not merely a competition between companies. It is a new form of global confrontation, one in which the winner will not be the nation that builds the fastest missile or the most powerful tank, but the one that first creates the most advanced digital form of intelligence. And if we are indeed witnessing the final stage of a Chinese breakthrough, then it is this country that will gain the decisive historical advantage, technological, economic, political, and possibly even civilizational. The future is arriving, and all signs suggest that it will speak Chinese. One of the most intriguing aspects of what is unfolding is that Chinese scientists and engineers are striving not only for computational supremacy, but also for a philosophical rethinking of the very nature of intelligence. Within the framework of classified research conducted at the National Engineering Laboratory for Artificial Intelligence Technologies in Beijing, as well as at the Institute of Automation of the Chinese Academy of Sciences, the question is being raised with increasing frequency. Can artificial intelligence possess not only intelligence, but also a form of consciousness? An internal state in which it does not merely analyze external signals, but develops a stable perception of the surrounding world, forms generalizations, and builds abstract models, not only according to predefined metrics, but also according to internal criteria. This direction is known in China under the term meta-subjective artificial intelligence, and its primary goal is the creation of a digital entity capable of self-observation, the formation of long-term goals, and the interpretation of uncertainty. Thus, we are not merely talking about technology, we are talking about a new era. And the question now is no longer whether strong artificial intelligence will emerge. The question is who will be the first to harness it. And today, the answer to that question is increasingly and confidently coming from the East.